If you're a real estate agent and you're tired of cold calling, door knocking, and spending money on ads, then subscribe to this podcast. We discuss leveraging the power of YouTube for your real estate business and how these strategies earned us over $1 million in GCI our first year in real estate. My name is Levi Lascsak and my partner is Travis Plumb. Let's get started.
All right, welcome. This is Passive Prospecting, YouTube for Real Estate, where today we're discussing understanding YouTube's platform psychology. I think very interesting. I love to talk about this subject because it's very interesting, and the fact that everybody tends to always look at the shiny penny and wonder, get distracted a little bit sometimes. But the question always comes up, short form versus long form. And so we kind of want to talk about some of those what people are actually thinking, at least what we think they're thinking whenever it comes to platform psychology and what they're doing. We kind of always joke around and say that, think about what people are saying to themselves when they're ready to make a move. Do you think people say, "Hey, honey, it's time to buy a house. Let's go on Facebook and see what's on the market"? "Hey, honey, it's time to buy a house. Let's go on Instagram and see if we can find a really cool agent posting really cool market reports or pointy finger videos," right? Or, "Hey, honey, it's time to buy a house. Let's go on TikTok and see if we can find the best dancing real estate agent." Now, all right, before all the TikTokers and Instagrammers get upset, it's okay. We understand you definitely can do business from there, and know a lot of agents that do business from there. Usually a little bit more established, a little bit more of a outside brand as well that helps out. But as far as like brand new people building up a significant audience and turning that over into business, I don't hear it as often as I do through YouTube. Now, the thing is that, again, we talk about this really in the first chapter of the book, Passive Prospecting, Interruption versus Intention-Based Marketing. And I view these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, as interruption marketing because, as far as I know, most people don't go to start their home search on those platforms. And they're going there to kill time. If you're like me, I don't consume Instagram except for almost the last part of my day. I say, but last part of my day because it's one of those things. It's right whenever I'm about to go to bed. I don't know. I got to shut my mind off one way or another, and able to do that. For me, it's that's something I do. Is I go to short form content because I think it's entertaining, it's funny, it's interesting, it can be informative. I do learn some things. I don't really follow real estate, but I learn other things, especially for health and nutrition tips. And I find it very effective. But also, I couldn't tell you the people or those tips that I found helpful. I typically don't save that stuff a lot. I don't follow the pages, but I guess they do show up in my feed from time to time if I watch it. But otherwise, I'm going there for about 20 minutes of my day at the end of my day because I got to get my mind off of everything else. I don't want to think about too much. It's kind of like a form of entertainment. If I try to go to Netflix, I end up just scrolling around on Netflix for half an hour anyways, just looking at all the different thumbnails and trying to decide what do I watch. But the thing is about Netflix these days is it seems like everything's a series. Every show that does look interesting to me is 8 to 12 episodes, and I'm like, I don't want to get caught up in a series. So it seems like everything's a series out there. And if I jump on there, I end up just scrolling aimlessly, looking at all the different thumbnails and options on Netflix. So for me, it's like if I just want to kind of shut down, relax, and not think about anything, I'll go and check out some Instagram Reels. And I'm not in the mood to purchase anything. I'm not in the mindset to purchase anything. I'm not in the mindset to consume long-form content. Just something quick, easy. I've got a time frame because I'm about to get, about to go to bed. For me, I work on staying on the same schedule. And Zach, if you end up sticking around, I do want to get to you to kind of, Zach's one of the agents on our team. And so he's worked with a lot of YouTube clients. So I'd love to kind of hear his perspective on that here in a little bit after I finish this up. But the thing is that I'm not going there with intentionality. So when we say interruption versus intention, I really don't have intention when I go to these short form platforms, except for entertainment, you could say, or just getting my mind off of the day or trying to relax. Now, the thing is that some real estate stuff does pop up in my feed, and I'll look at that from a producer standpoint versus a consumer. So if that happens, somebody's doing a house tour or something like that, which is usually the case, I'll check it out, and I'm going to watch it and see the angles they shoot, just the music, all that stuff, the text. So that's the stuff I'm looking at. And whenever I'm looking at Instagram and short form content, I am looking at it from a creator standpoint as well versus just consuming to consume. So I guess there is a little bit of intent behind it, a little bit of a learning, but at the same time, I'm not going there seeking out information. I'm really just going to see what shows up in my feed. And I think a lot of people do that as well. And so it's one of those things where, if you devote time, energy, and effort there and really focus on it, I do know agents that have turned over business. Now, the other piece of that, respectfully, is I haven't heard people doing the amount of business we're doing through YouTube. So to me, that's always an indication. Anytime I want to learn from someone, I'm always interested in their results. I want to know. I want to make sure that they are in a better place than I am, or a direction I'm heading in, or a destination I want to get to. Because if I've already passed them up, could I learn something from them? Yes, but they're probably not going to coach or teach me to high levels. Just like we used to be a part of the Tom Ferry organization coaching, and it was funny because the first coach they placed us with literally told us he was not qualified, which I appreciate that, but he told us, I'm not qualified to coach you guys. He's like, I haven't done the production you've done, and I haven't any of the video experience that you have. So he's like, I'm not really sure I'm going to be a great fit. And that was really good self-awareness on his part to be able to handle that. And so that was good insight there. But that's the things, whenever I learn from somebody or want to grow from somebody, I want to know what their results are and what they've done and what they've accomplished, because I want to make sure that I'm spending my time with people that are taking me in the direction I want to go. So I just haven't seen from the other platforms yet somebody that has done more volume than what we've done on the production side from a social platform. And there's probably some out there, but I haven't met anybody. And I go to a lot of conferences, and they'll talk on stage. A lot of times some people won't disclose their results. Sometimes they will. But anytime I've heard those results, they're not as much as what we're doing through YouTube. So I just believe YouTube is the conversion king, and long form content is where it's at. And again, Facebook is that really where people are going to search, which is why people struggle with Facebook ads. I mean, anybody and their dog can turn on Facebook ads for you this day and age. And even if you spend $10 a day, that's a relatively low budget. $300 a month is very, very inexpensive for marketing of any kind, especially for real estate. And the numbers are pretty much always the same. You could spend $300 a month on Facebook. You're probably going to get close to 100 leads per month. But again, interruption platform, people are not necessarily searching on Facebook to learn or research their next move. So yes, you capture 100 leads. Amazing. Guess what you do? You call every single one of them because that's what you're supposed to do. You call every single one, and literally 99 of them will be, I'm not in the market. I was just clicking on that thing, or I thought the house was cool, or I was interested in the free report, or this or that. They typically don't say, one of them will say, oh yeah, I'm absolutely in the market, or interested, or yes, please tell me more. And that is the average ratio when it comes to Facebook, is around 1%, if that. I think it's even going lower now. 3% at the highest, at the absolute highest, and that was probably at the peak a few years ago. So still, you would have to call through 100 people to get one, possibly three at the most, that were interested. Otherwise, now you've got 97 people in your database. Awesome, great, but are they in the market? Who knows? Maybe they won't be for the next 12, 18, 24, 36, 48 months. And what happens the next month? Well, you get another 100 leads, and the next month another 100. And by the third month, when you have 300-400 leads, if you don't start putting the right systems in place, the right processes, VAs, assistants, adding team members, whatever the case may be, that's going to be almost impossible to keep up with. And especially if you get in a month 4, 5, or 6, you're going to have a lot of leads, most that are not intentional. And most you probably have never had a conversation with, because most won't answer the phone even though they filled out the form. And again, why? Because they're on that platform not necessarily looking for real estate. So that's something that just goes into with everything that we talk about, where YouTube is a search engine. YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google, and Google owns YouTube, so their search is going to go hand in hand. And anytime we post something on YouTube, we've got a good opportunity that it shows up in Google as well, which is great. And so people that start their search on Google, guess what? They're likely in research mode. They'll get pulled over, and they get pulled over, and then they're probably in the mental mindset, the psychology to watch long form content if they're in research mode. And now you have somebody who's intentional, and instead of chasing after and going after everyone through interruption marketing, then you're letting intentional people come to you. A completely different ball game. Completely different ball game. It makes your life a lot easier, and it makes your job a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable and fun, because I always say, I love sales, hated prospecting. Didn't want to spend all my time prospecting, which is what I did before. So those types of things you just have to look at. And when we find the intentional people, or the intentional people find us on these platforms, they get dialed in. We see this on our analytics on the back end of our channel. 55% of our traffic still to this day is from, I'll even give you the updated. I mean, that's correct. Let me see. I'll even pull it for, just do a quick check, device type, and even do over the lifetime of the channel, just to give you the most accurate. I didn't look at this beforehand, so if I get, all right, good. It's still pretty much the same. Think about this. Out of 2.1 million views on our channel, 46% is mobile phone, which means 54% of our traffic comes from TV, computers, and tablets. Think about that. They say 80% of the traffic online is mobile, but on our analytics, 54% of our traffic comes from TV, computer, and tablet. Those are research devices.
Allow me to take a quick break to remind you that we have very important links in the description below. If you want the full story of how we closed over 1 million in commissions our first year and over 2.3 million in commissions our second year, check out the first link. Also, you have the link to our #1 Amazon best-selling book, Passive Prospecting. Last, if you enjoy this podcast and you're a giving person, leave a 5-star review, please. Now back to the episode.
Or that couple is if they're watching your videos on their couch or in their bed. Extremely intentional. Plus, the average view duration on those is 9 minutes and 33 seconds. Of course, this is where everybody says attention spans are dead these days, which is why you're supposed to be a dancing real estate agent on TikTok. But that's not the case. You look at our analytics, and the average view duration on TV is 9 minutes and 33 seconds. That's a lot. They say it takes 6 minutes of video consumption for somebody to start to develop a relationship with you, which means if you're doing it all through short form, they're going to have to see a minimum of 6 of your videos if they're all at 1 minute each. If they're 30 seconds each, they're going to have to see 12 of your videos. So still, let's say 12 to 18 videos of short form content that they will have to see of yours to even get close, and not even close really, to what we're getting the very first time somebody watches a video. The very first time somebody watches a video, even on tablet, 6 minutes. Computers almost 6 minutes as well. So we're almost reaching that 6-minute threshold in the very first video because the videos are longer than 1 minute. I mean, I guess you can do 3 minutes now on TikTok and Instagram, I believe, but even longer than 3 minutes, you're getting the opportunity there to really provide information and value. And the view durations, as we can see, and guess what? Mobile phone on YouTube for us average view duration is 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. So again, that tells you when somebody's on their mobile phone, think about their psychology is there. Now, are they doing deep research on their mobile phones? Probably not. Are they in the best environment to consume long-form content on their mobile phone? Not likely. Although I do know some people that will just watch videos on their phones, long videos, in bed. So that may be the case. But still, the analytics really speak to everything what we're doing as far as long-form content being the best form and as far as the best conversion rate. So I think that's really interesting. 2.1 million views, and it's still the case where 54% of our traffic comes from TV, computer, and tablet. And this also plays into the fact that if you're sharing that content, which is something that we've never recommended, as far as sharing content onto other platforms, again, you have to think about the platform psychology. So if we post a YouTube video, we get all excited and then we want to post it everywhere. We want to put it on our Facebook and Instagram and everything else. And you put it in your stories with the link to, hey, new YouTube video out. All right, well, is that where people are just dying to watch your next YouTube video when they're scrolling on Instagram? I mean, maybe, but I'm not counting on that. But if you've never noticed before, you will notice it now. If you click on a YouTube video from one of those platforms, which by the way, those platforms will kill your engagement as well. If you post a YouTube video, which is taking people off of that platform is going to suppress that post. I mean, we have a private Facebook group for passive prospecting. I mean, it's private for any of you can join as long as you're nice, and you can go on Facebook and search passive prospecting. You'll find the Facebook group. Once you're in, it's a private group. But if I post a YouTube video in there, and I'm the creator of the Facebook group and the admin and the top contributor and the most engaged, anything. If I post a link to a YouTube video in there, I maybe get 50, and we have a couple of thousand people, over 2,300 people in our Facebook group, 2,300. If I post that in there, guess what? You know what my reach is? It's like 45. Even in my own private Facebook group, Facebook will not push that YouTube video out to the group because it's going to pull them off a platform. And again, people are on Facebook are probably not in the mindset or mood to watch a 20 or 30 or 40-minute video. Think about it. If I'm scrolling aimlessly at night to kill some time and get my mind off of everything, and I see a YouTube video that does interest me, and I click over and I'm like, whoa, 30 minutes, 35 minutes? No way I'm watching that. I'm clicking back. But also, if you've noticed, what happens in that scenario is it opens up YouTube in a browser, not the app. So if that's the case, then somebody's clicking over, basically incognito. They're not logged in. YouTube can't track it. They don't know where that person's coming from. They watch 5 to 10 seconds of the video and they go, oh, this is a 30-minute video? I don't got time for that. I want to get back to my reels. And they jump back. And now somebody's watched your video for 5, 10, 15 seconds, jump back. YouTube doesn't know who it is, but they've logged that view duration as 15, 30, 45 seconds of your video, and it's 30 minutes. That's not going to do well for the video. Now, that also depends on how much traffic you're getting on these other platforms. Then, it may not be a lot. If it is a lot and you have some loyal people, maybe a couple of them might watch, but most of them will probably jump off and go back to their short form content. So you want to play into the psychology of what people are thinking, what are their intentions, what are they in the mood to consume, which again, that is something that you want to think about as far as when and where and how you're posting this type of content. So from that standpoint, it's just something that you want to keep in mind and stay on top of, and just look at, if you have a YouTube channel now, look at your analytics. Go to device type and click on there and check it out and see where your traffic is coming from as far as devices. See what your view durations are. So we're averaging over 6 minutes whenever you average them all out. So I think that's pretty good because, again, Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I was getting a phone call. So that's the case. And you just want to think about what mood and what mindset people are in when they're ready to consume content and they're going to YouTube to consume content, long-form content. I mean, I don't know of anybody. I mean, I know shorts are doing well on YouTube, but at the same time, I don't really know a lot of people, including myself, that goes to YouTube to watch shorts. Actually, whenever I go to kill time at night, if I'm going to watch, I go to Instagram Reels. I just go and check that out. I don't go to YouTube Shorts, I guess, because I'm still in the psychology of going to Instagram for short form content. But if I want to learn, I want to research, and I want to dig in, guess where I'm going? I'm going to YouTube. I want to learn. I want to be educated, and I'm ready to watch a 20, 30, 40-minute video. Sometimes I'll even put on a YouTube video when I go to work out versus a podcast. Same difference. I mean, I have the premium service, so I can have it on background play and that sort of thing, so I can lock my phone and still listen to it. But now podcasting has become number one on YouTube. YouTube is the number one platform for podcasting. Not a lot of people know that or even believe that. They think Apple, iTunes, and Spotify are the leaders, but it is YouTube is the number one podcasting platform. And this is something else where, Joe Rogan really proved this point to when he's releasing 2 to 3 hour, sometimes 4 hour interviews, and he's getting the views and the view duration that he's getting and the subscribers. It just shows that when people are dialed in or interested in a subject or wanting to learn more, they're in there. They're ready to go. They're good to go. So, but whenever you get those people to call in, that's the game changer. Zach, are you there? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Good, man. How about you?
Doing well. So Zach's a part of our team here in Dallas. So, tell us your experience, what it's like, especially because here's the question too. People are always wondering, well, don't they just ask for Levi? They want to just talk to Levi. Well, we defer that, right? So whoever is talking to that person will say, oh, well, Levi's out filming right now, but here's one of our team members. Or, Zach might answer the phone. And sometimes, because we have the phone on a round robin too, or not for, do we have that on YouTube, or is that just not on YouTube? But anyways, when Zach gets that lead, he'll usually be the first person to establish contact with them. So Zach, tell us what it's kind of like whenever you first get on the phone or a Zoom with somebody. Do I even come up, or do they just kind of like get right into it and start telling you everything you need to know?
Yeah, in my experience, I've never really had anybody say, hey, can I speak to Levi? Usually what I get is when we're going through the conversation, I'm going through my processes and systems, people will usually at some point make a comment of, oh yeah, like Levi's been so helpful, like we watched so many videos, and then people are like, he's like a celebrity to us. So people more so see you as just somebody that they expect to only see on YouTube. I've never really had somebody like, oh no, I only want to talk to Levi. They're very, very open to connecting with a team member, and I think they're just super grateful that somebody does get back to them as quick as we do, and that we have a team there to help people instead of it just being you on YouTube and then you answering the phone.
Thank you. Actually, I never thought of it that way. Like the expectation is that I'm just the person on YouTube. That's funny. Like maybe like I don't even exist almost. That's funny. Okay, good. And then working with those clients, how have they been? Do you feel like they've been very intentional? Do they make decisions quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 90% of the people that I've worked with, they have all been very intentional. These people know what they want. Sometimes it might be a little slow because just whatever they're looking for isn't on the market at the exact time that they call in. But it's definitely a night and day difference from like an Instagram lead or Facebook versus YouTube. And I mean, even in this market still, one of the last deals that I put under contract, we talked on the phone once. I walked into the house to do a listing presentation. They were already sold and basically said, hey, we're going to work with you, but we still want to see what you can do. And then 14 days after that, I put them under contract on their new build. So, it's these people know what they want, man. I mean, they watch the YouTube, they see what we're about, they feel connected to us, and like a lot of that trust is already there. So it's really like, how do you communicate with them once we're talking to them on the phone, and do they feel comfortable with us as well? Then if so, it's like it's usually a pretty quick process.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's good. Chrissy, well, thanks for that. Zach, is there anything else you want to add, or is that you think that pretty much covers it?
I mean, if you got any other questions, I'm happy to answer.
All right, we might come back to that here in a minute. So, Chrissy, was there anything you wanted to add in there for platform psychology?
Yeah, well, it's something that I kind of mention from time to time in different trainings, but just thinking about a local niche down strategy versus just a general SEO strategy is something we talk about a lot. When you're talking to local people who are looking for a local service, you're going to find that they're a lot more intentional, which is why this strategy works so well for somebody who's working in a local community. Before I actually worked in the real estate space, I also worked with a lighting company, and they did this exact same type of thing on a different platform, but it worked extremely well for them because those people were so intentional about their searches down to the location. So that's why it's so important for you to use local SEO strategies when you're on YouTube, because of the intentionality behind it. You're not going to have as many of kind of the broad scope type of key phrases, and people are not just there to browse. They really do have some reason to be looking for your videos, and YouTube and video is the best, most efficient way to capture those people. It not only is it the most engaging type of content when you think about all the different types of mediums we have at our disposal now, but you're also talking local video, which you can't really get more niche down than that. So if you're really keeping that in mind when you're creating your videos, and when you're creating your YouTube channel, optimizing all of your different platforms, you're going to be a lot more successful than if you try to go at it from a broad perspective. Because think about the consumer, think about the customer experience. That's what YouTube was created around, was creating an awesome customer experience. And when you're niching down to the local level, it's really easy to capture those people, which is why YouTube is so effective.
Yep. Awesome. Well, let's see here. We got Mr. Clark up here. Clark, I see you're new, so you want to introduce yourself? Are you a real estate agent? You don't have much of a bio filled out, so I'm not sure if you're a spammer or a real person. If you want to ask a question or contribute to the conversation.
Hi. I actually just got my real estate license emailed to me today.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Joined the group yesterday. I'm here in Panama City Beach, Florida, and looking just to kill it on YouTube and utilize technology and be progressive about utilizing technology to get into a kind of a niche market where nobody here is doing that. So
yeah, man, that's a good area too, man. I mean, any beach town, I feel like you've got it made.
Yeah, I actually just joined England Volkers on 30A. And I got connected through one of my friends that was there, kind of like you, that has been on me trying to get me to do real estate, and I was in insurance before that and really just didn't want to be the person that was cold calling all the time and annoying my friends and family.
Yeah.
And came across your video and I was like, okay, I think I could get kind of behind this. And I was a teacher prior to this as well, and so just didn't want to dive in too deep. I want to do my research first and talk to one of your team members yesterday, and he really just sold it to me, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm excited to be here, glad to be a part of the team, and ready to just get rocking and rolling.
Well, that's awesome, Clark, man. Happy for you, and that's great news, man. Starting off, that's a great way to do it right there. But you got a great area, beach town, Florida, one of the top relocation spots as well. So you got a lot of things in your favor other than interest rates. But but hey, we've still been able to attract quite a bit of business this year. We've done over, I'd have to look at exact numbers. I know we've done over 30 million so far. We did that through June. Over 30 million, just under a million in GCI in the first half of 2023, which is a little off pace from last year, but we also didn't have 7% interest rates last year. So I will take $30 million in volume with 7% interest rates any day of the week, you know?
Right.
So the opportunity is there, man. Just stay consistent, follow the process. Whatever you do, don't quit, and don't have huge gaps, you know? So just stay consistent. Just slow and steady wins the race.
Yep.
Well, awesome, man.
I'll
Welcome.
tell you what, those Florida channels do really, really well.
Yeah, there's a really good future ahead here. Everywhere from Panama City Beach all the way to Destin, there was a community that just got approved for 100,000 new homes over the next 15 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Really excited about that to start as well.
Yeah, those Florida channels, they are, all of the ones that I have watched have done extremely well, so good things ahead.
Sure.
If you know how to do them, right? Because we had, I love the story. It's actually, he's on our Passive Prospecting YouTube channel, but the story of Chris Snow, who was in Jacksonville, Florida, and had a channel for 5 years and only 22 subscribers and was still making videos. And I would have definitely quit way before that. But he stayed consistent making videos, but just didn't understand any of the back end or, really how to structure things correctly. And, we started to help him out. And within 6 months, over 600 subscribers and 60 clients in his pipeline, 60 clients, a couple of deals closed, several pending. And then, he says he's got like 20 people that are just waiting. If interest rates drop an inch, he says he's got 20 people right on the fence ready to roll. So, I mean, just to be able to build up your pipeline in that manner within, 6 months is a huge opportunity.
Yeah, you talking about understanding the back end. Over COVID, I grew my own business completely on social media, and it was really just grinding and on my own trying to figure it out. And it took me a couple years to really understand it. So I realized the importance of understanding that. But YouTube is one that it's just a whole other monster. And I see the benefit of joining a team that has already done the hard work in figuring that out and wanting to help other people learn that too. I've been a teacher for the last 5 years and just now getting out of that. But being able to teach other people, that is kind of a passion of mine. So I really appreciate you guys doing that and being able to share that with us as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Teachers always do well on YouTube. It's like they usually always do well. So, well, cool. Let me, is that it, Clark? Did we answer all your questions or?
Yeah, that's great. I'm just hopping on trying to figure out how this whole system works. So thanks for letting me come on and introduce myself and be a part of the team.
Okay, cool. Marilyn, what's up? How are you? If you're there, did you have a question or a contribution, or are you just hanging out? All right, John Coley, are you there? Oh, Ann?
Sure. I don't even know how I popped up here, but I'm pretty new. Been signed up for a little while. I'm out of Vegas. I'm a realtor.
Nice.
Was also a teacher and a mother of four. So really busy. Just joined a great team. And I think I'm a huge believer of just take action and get going. So I signed up with you, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I have not taken action. I've read the transcripts. I think I'm just nervous to get going.
Okay.
But so now I'm just like, okay, you know what? Do it. I've been doing this. Like, let's move forward, because I can see, especially joining a team and having a little bit of my commission go to my team lead. Actually, a lot of it, 40% of it.
Holy cow.
I'm like, I know. We get Zillow leads, and it's great. So it is a vessel to get me where I want to go in some sort of respect, because I'm learning. I'm getting a lot of quick experience. But you see a lot of your commission leave, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I've got the hang of this now. I should have started my YouTube channel and been on, just should have gotten going. But anyway. So I know you've talked about a little bit in the past, and so you've probably answered this in the past. I just don't know the answer to it. How do you? So my thought process was like, get going and film the longer portions for YouTube, and then you can chop them up into short reels for Instagram or whatever. Correct? Is that the idea?
Yes, you can do that. Yes.
Oh, is that what you do?
So I mean, we do. So we do have videos that get chopped up for Instagram and TikTok, but I will say that my Instagram or TikTok doesn't. Well, first of all, my Instagram is more for agent education versus real estate business.
Okay. So that's how I found you. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but we have a team. We have a team channel that we just, started to grow, and that we do a little bit of both. I think anytime you're creating content for a platform, it's always best to create what's called native content, which means you're creating content specifically for that platform. So, that would be ideal. If you want to create content for short form, it is best to turn a camera vertical and, speak directly to that camera, or, kind of curate your content for that. However, you can do repurpose content. And we've done that. Like if I do a pros and cons video sitting at my desk and I'm looking at that camera, that can be chopped up, and I can easily have like the left and right side of me cropped off so it'll fit for a vertical video. Okay. The only problem is that if you have text or B-roll or something like that in your video and it goes with that clip, it's not going to be formatted correctly for short form. So, but yeah, you can do it, absolutely. And you just have to have a good editor, or if you're doing that, you've just got to find the right clips, the right 15, 30, 45, 60-second clips that will still make sense for the short form platform. So yes, you can absolutely double up that way and create content for the other platforms without creating content.
Okay, so I paid for the editing for you guys. I think 12 videos when I signed up. So you guys do that, correct?
We do the long form, yeah. Okay,
so when long form is filmed, I'm sorry if this is so amateur, but the long form is filmed horizontal, correct?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Just making sure. So Instagram, anything short is vertical.
Yep, and all that footage you have to where. Chrissy, have we gotten, I know that's something we're working on just because we have a lot of people asking about short form as well. Do we have that in place yet for short form, or are we still working on that?
Yeah, we're still working on that program. Hopefully we'll be able to launch that sometime this year. But yeah, the long form we've got for you. No problem.
Okay, cool. So I'll just focus on long form, and then when you guys do short form, I'll just...
Well, now you can go inside YouTube. Once that video is posted, YouTube has ways that you can clip out your own short form content, and so they've added those features in there. You just have to play around with it and watch a YouTube video on it, and it'll show you how you can do that yourself, where you don't have to worry about editing. You just have to find like the 15, 20, 30, 40-second clips that are cohesive and just clip the front and the back end, and it'll make some short form for you. And then also it'll link to that main video. So if it gets published on YouTube Shorts and somebody finds it, they have the opportunity to link back to your main video.
Okay, cool. Okay, some of this is this sounds simple, but some of it gets a little. So I'll just let's just start simple. Do you guys have a bunch of people in Vegas signed up with you? Do you know?
I mean, we've had a few. It really just comes down to the consistency. I know one. The guy that we had doing the best kind of shifted to a national channel. So he took emphasis off of Vegas, and now he's doing Now he's doing, his name is Anthony Candia. And he does, he's kind of going by the relocation king now. So I've seen him make videos on Florida and I think Texas. I think he's going after, we haven't been able to catch up because I wanted to ask him about the strategy, but I think he's just, he's making videos about other areas in the country and trying to become, I think, just a referral agent across the U.S., so that's kind of his strategy. And I know a couple of agents that have larger audiences, but in that case, when you have a national audience, that's their main source of income usually is referrals. And you think about that, that's only 25% potential for each transaction as to where we're hyper-focused on our own market and, turning over that business is going to turn over much bigger commissions.
Right. Well, and then also referrals,
Yeah.
I mean, just everybody that I've done my little Zillow leads, yes, it's like heartbreaking to see my tiny little commissions. But on the other hand, I worked really hard because they were my first couple clients. And so therefore, they've done Zillow reviews. They were just awesome. I mean, so I can see the benefit, but now I want that and the bigger commissions, and just to bring in my own clients. So yeah, like I think it was Clark, he said he was a teacher and he just doesn't want to constantly bother his own friends and family. So I'm on the same boat. And plus, not everybody wants to sell right now. Vegas is hot market right now, which is great. But, it's great to have your own business. So it's great. I love this idea. Yeah, cold calling. No, that's why I joined a team with Zillow leads because they're all warmed up. Cold calling it was just a huge, 3 hours of a waste of time, really, I felt like. So, yeah, I found you, and I think this will be a key, hopefully.
Okay. Oh, it will be. It will be. You just have to be. You just have to be the
Thank you.
the lock of that key.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate that.
All right. You're welcome.
Hey, I've worked. Oh, I'm sorry, Marilyn. Yeah, I was just gonna say, and to wrap up, we worked with a couple of people in Vegas, and those videos also tend to do pretty well when we work with them in the editing squad. So I can't wait to work with you.
Yep. Yeah. There's definitely traction and interest in Vegas. Marilyn.
Levi,
yep.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
We're about to leave, but I had a quick question. You had mentioned about posting your links of YouTube on other platforms. What about Google?
Where would you be posting them?
On my Google business page as an update. So I put my blog, put a little bit, and then I learn now, and so I tag geotag my thumbnail to fit it, and then I just put the link to the YouTube.
Yes, I think on your Google business page, I think that's fine. That's actually the only place we have our YouTube channel linked is on there because you think about it, people on Google are typically signed in and they're typically in research mode. So if they do come across your Google business profile and they click and it takes them to YouTube, then I think that is a place, and that's where we do have our YouTube channel posted. So yeah, I think updates or things like that, if you want to do that inside there, that's the safest place to do it.
On Google, I don't know what the numbers are, but I was like, oh, okay. So, and I just want to say thank you so much because we've had a YouTube channel for a long time. And Chrissy, I spoke with you, and I redid our channel, a new channel, and I did exactly what you guys were saying. And I mean, I've gotten views and subscribers organically, which has really motivated me because before it was mainly just ads that I was doing. I was a Tom Ferry protege, and that's what I was coached to do. And but now it's working, and we got our first call yesterday.
Awesome.
So I'm excited. We're excited. My husband and I are a team. But anyhow, just want to thank you guys because all the information you're sharing is so vital, and it's something that I've learned a lot on SEO, and so I really appreciate all your guys' efforts on just helping us.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me ask you real quick. Were you running YouTube ads, or are you talking about just running ads on other platforms?
I was running strictly YouTube ads, but I was also running ads on Facebook, and they got so persnickety. There's some issues which I'm about to just get off of Facebook anyhow, but
yep.
They're just monitoring everything. So, but it was mainly YouTube ads, And I was getting, of course, subscribers and all these views, but they were not returning. They were only watching. My view time was only less than 30 seconds. Whereas right now, with what the content that we're putting out following your format, our average view time is about five and some seconds, which we're excited because, yay!
Yep.
Even if it's a 20-minute video and they're there for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, hey, at least they watched it. And so we're excited. We're getting better, but, we're about to do another video. We're on our way in this 105-degree weather.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing, right?
Yes.
You have to, a little tip for that, you got to start at 8 in the morning.
I know, but we were running behind. We have some other issues with our kids, so we're running behind schedule, but we're going to do it anyhow. We're committed.
Awesome. Well, happy to hear that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's great, Marilyn. Well, and I think that's a great point, too, just kind of coming back to our topic today. When you do kind of start to take into account these platform psychology tips and tricks that we talk about, it doesn't really have to take a long time for you to see impact. Even if it's small increases on a local channel actually makes a big impact as a whole. So, when you go in and you actually redo the SEO in the back end, you add your tags, you go in and you start to tweak your headlines and start putting some of those local hashtags in the copy, you start doing, all of these different things that we talk about, it can really make a difference very, very quickly for you. And you can change your audience by just switching up your SEO and understanding what the mindset is of people who are coming in and searching your channel. So yeah, I would really encourage you that if you haven't had a chance to go through our program or you haven't read our book or something along those lines, just go and make some of these small changes and just see what it does for your channel. See the impact. It really does make a big difference very quickly.
Awesome. All right. I've got a couple of more minutes. We also have Jennifer. What's up, Jennifer? I haven't spoken with you in quite some time. How are you doing? If you're there.
Hey, I am here, and I just wanted to jump on and say thank you again to Chrissy, who did an amazing job at taking us through our channels, mine included, a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Much appreciated, and the depth that you guys are teaching now. It's just the evolution has been incredible, and I'm looking forward to actually going back into the course and learning more because it's time to go back in. So my channel is slowly growing, and I'm definitely repurposing. We're cutting it up so it's vertical and putting it on Google, putting it on all the socials except TikTok because I'm anti-TikTok. And, the phone hasn't rung yet. And I think that a big part of that is going back to your point about getting that SEO correct. I'm getting views, but I'm not, nothing has exploded. And other than one person, calling, I haven't converted yet. And so I'm really looking forward to doing that work. So I just want to say thank you.
Okay. Awesome. It's just a matter of time now. And, yeah, it's just a matter of time. But good to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm shooting long form and more of a Brad McCallum style.
Okay.
Which suits me. And I guess the one thing, I just really want to share is that I think if you do it your way, so to speak, then that's where the passion comes in, and then you never get tired of doing it. And so for that, I love that you are doing it your way, and that I get to go out there and take all your education that you're sharing so generously and then do it my way, and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, it's really a great point. I mean, I think something we always encourage everyone to do is use what we have as a framework. I mean, it's the framing of it, and you want to adapt it to fit your personality. SEO, optimization, all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty much the same, just depending upon your city, but how you create the content, we can give you the content ideas and the titles and the topics and, but you got to find your own voice. And that is just something that will come through a lot better on videos as long as you're not trying to be somebody else. And that's what's going to attract people. So even if there are multiple people in your area, which I'm pretty sure there are now, no matter where you're at, there's these channels are starting to grow more and more. And that's what's going to help you stand out from everyone else is your personality and how people see you and the connection they have with you and wanting to work with you. So regardless of somebody else that has more views or more subscribers, if they're not that interesting or, you think you can do things better, that's what you want to, I'm always thinking, okay, how do I do this better? Or if I see something and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Okay, maybe we can incorporate that, but, let's put our own twist on it. And then also let's see if we can do it a lot better. And so, just always staying on top of your game and working on improvement. And I think that is, it's one of our core values here at our company is process, so that we can, we consistently improve so we can be better than yesterday. So, that's a core value of ours is through the process, the part of the process is the learning, it is the journey. It is what's getting you there. And I think we've all, reached destinations before and you're kind of like, okay, all right, well, it took me, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months to get to some goal you were trying to achieve. And then you worked so hard and you had so much passion during it. And once you achieved it, you're kind of like, okay, cool. All right, what's the next thing now? Now I got to set the new one. And that's the whole concept behind the infinite game. The book by Simon Sinek that's what he's talking about. Then you play the infinite game. I mean, you are achieving goals, you are reaching milestones, but it's really how do you work past that and keep going and work towards the end game. All right. Well, I got a couple.
Then when you get there, you go somewhere else.
Yep. There you go.
But yeah, that is. Thank you for validating that. It's greatly appreciated. And if I could say to anyone, and the person who was just on. It took me, really long time to quote unquote get going. And I'm a researcher and I thought, okay, I've got my process down and this is what's going to happen. And I can tell you just by virtue of making these, less than a dozen long form videos at this point, I can tell you my process has really changed and evolved. And at the end of the day, the only way to do it is learn by doing. So if I can encourage anyone, I can tell you that my process, which I thought I was so smart, man, I've learned a lot. And again, it gets down to the doing and then putting into practice all the things that you guys share on the back end.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, John. Well, John keeps coming off mute, so I'm assuming you got something you want to add in there, John?
Yes. Quick question. Mine is about a couple of videos that I have that I'm worried are messing up my YouTube algorithm because they don't have anything really to do with real estate. And they're like about my wife bought an electric car, and so I did some videos on it, and they have done relatively well for me. Like they're number 2 and 3 in my rolling 365 views, but they don't have anything to do with real estate. Just for a little context, I've had my account since like 2007. I've got 600 and something videos, about 500K total views, about 970 subscribers. And the video that I'm talking about has about 3,000 views. And like, that's really, really good for me. I got one that's like got 85K views, a couple that have 20K, but I'm just a little worried that something that's like, is top 5. And I look at my 365 rolling views, I'm worried that it's throwing my algorithm off.
Did you say they're electric car videos?
Yeah, absolutely nothing to do with real estate. I was reviewing like an Audi Q4 that my wife bought that was relatively new at the time. I did it like a year and a half ago, and those videos are still getting good views. And I just think, well, should I just pause those?
What was the goal for those videos?
The goal was at the time was just to get some views and hoping I'd get some subscribers. But since I've read your book and started implementing some of your changes, that's gotten me worried that I'm confusing the algorithm, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one because and those were the first videos on that channel.
Oh gosh, no. I've been doing these since 2007. I've got 600 and something videos, 500K views. It's a really old channel, and actually since I've been optimizing it and doing some things you want me to implement, it's been doing better. So I really appreciate your help.
Okay.
I just didn't want those couple dragging me down.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'm glad that's helped. And I mean, normally I would probably say start a new channel, but if you've already gone down that path, it sounds like if you're optimizing and already gaining some traction on some of those new videos, you might be swinging the curve. But yes, any of those viewers are likely going to be confused on the channel and jump ship or not be interested in there. And so that's how many real estate videos have you made so far?
Since 2007, 630.
Oh, you got 630 real estate videos on your channel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the other option is Chrissy, what do you think? I mean, should he unlist those videos or?
I would make it a playlist, honestly. Put it towards the bottom. You can rearrange your playlist. I would put it towards the bottom. But I think if you have 600 real estate videos and you only have, 2 or 3 of these electric car ones, you could just make a playlist for it. And it shouldn't really mess up your algorithm too much, especially if you say you had 500,000 views as a whole on your channel.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, ultimately, and it's like what Levi says. Typically, if you have a full channel, I talked to someone not too long ago that they had started their channel as a weight loss channel, and they had like 10,000 followers or something like that. But then they started to do real estate on it. In that case, you've created an audience, a pretty solid audience. And so starting a brand new channel would be a no-brainer there. But yeah, I would say with 3 videos out of 600, you're probably not really touching too much of your overall algorithm. So okay. I think you should be good. I would make a playlist for it and just push it towards the bottom and then just continue with the real estate videos from there.
All right. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. All right. I've got a hard stop. Tracy, you have a quick question?
I do. So my question is creating a new brand YouTube versus what I already have and revamping it.
Is the one you already have like just your name and under your Gmail account?
Yes, and I can change the name, I suppose, but yeah, it's just the basic Premier.
Well, if you change the name on that original account, usually what that'll do is it'll wipe out all your comments and something else. I forgot what else it does. So it is almost like a reset on your channel. It's not something I do recommend. I mean, I'm a big fan of the brand channel. So have you made a significant amount of real estate videos so far?
Oh, less than 100. And I have a whopping less than 20 followers. So I'm not giving up a whole lot. So we're probably dealing with a little lack, but just afraid of starting over again. I did do a brand channel per your advice. I was just wondering, can you pull videos from the old channel and drag it over to the brand? Or are you thinking, Tracy, just blow that thing up and start over again?
Well, I mean, here's what you could do. I mean, yes, you can start the brand channel, start your new videos. You should be much better at creating videos than you were before, so you could really get this channel to take off. If you pull over any videos, I would unlist them on the other channel, and then you could you could change out the music, or, I mean, it really wouldn't matter if you unlisted them, if you wanted to repost them. But if you start posting new content, like with your skills and abilities today, and then you start posting some of those older videos possibly, then that could be confusing because people, they'll probably be able to tell, okay, you posted some old videos. So it just depends on, how well they've done, or if you just want to, if you're okay with starting, I would just start fresh and rock and roll from there.
Sounds good. And just repurpose the videos I've done in the past with my new skill set.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Do we have a minute for rapid fire questions? We've had quite a few people comment in the chat.
I don't. But
okay, well, maybe we'll have to answer some of these for our Q&A next week.
Yeah.
I'll make a note.
I'll go to Mr. Sincere. He was up here too, and just in case he had one final question, or if he's just hanging out. If not, then I got to jump. I got a hard stop. I'm already over. But
yes, Levi. I was just hanging out. I was listening.
Okay, cool.
I'm still going through the course right now, but thank you guys. It's been good.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you. All right. Well, then I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to the chat. We'll, I don't know, screenshot Chrissy if you want. Maybe we can touch on some of those things. Yep, touch on some of those things next week, and we will see you then.
Thank you for joining us on today's podcast. If you're interested in partnering with us to access our YouTube course and coaching at no cost, schedule a call at passiveprospectingpartner.com.